Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm gonna just do a little update on my son and his health. So in November, on Black Friday, November 2017, he started having seizures. And then he started having them once a month, no, twice a month after that until July 2018. That was his last seizure. So we started taking him to the doctor. The very first one, we took him to the doctor, and they said it was a febrile seizure, which means the seizure was caused by him having a fever. The second one was the same thing, febrile, and after the second one, it started being non-febrile. So the seizures would come on at any point, and the only thing that was weird was he would only have them when he went to his dad's house. And then he would come home with me, be there for the entire week and be fine, then go there the Thursday and have one Friday morning. And that was the pattern every single time. He went back, he had a seizure. He came, he would be fine. Up until about June 4th, he went to the doctor. He went to see his neurologist, and the neurologist put him on Keppra. At first, he was just on 1.5, not 1.5. He started off on 100 milligrams, so just 1 milligram a day, uh, twice a day. And he basically started taking the medication on June 4th. And then by the time it got to about June 9th, when he had to come to my house, um, his father never sent the medication in a bag. He never even mentioned that he had been on medication for about that 5 day period. So he came to my house and he missed his dose from the night because he came in the afternoon, and then he missed his dose for the morning. So that morning of June 10th, he had a seizure. That was the first seizure I had ever seen him have in my care, and that shit was so scary. Like, literally, it happened in a couple of seconds. 1 minute he was playing, the next he was in a seizure. Man, I had never seen it. I had seen it with my mom, but I had never seen my little little baby having a seizure. Um, so that same day, I took him to the hospital. Then I found out that he was on medication, and no one had ever let me know. I called his dad and asked him. He said, "Yeah, he had been taking it, but he just didn't let me know." Um, so he went. I ended up getting it. I went to pick it up. That's like right after we got discharged. I went to go pick it up, and then, you know, we went home. I gave it to him, and from that day, we've been giving it to him every morning when he wakes up and before he goes to bed at night. So um, we went on like that for a couple of months, like not knowing what was going on. He was going to his neurologist every 2 months, and then they moved it to every 3 months. So the good news is, last time we went, which was October 29th, they moved it from 3 months to every 4 months. So the progress that he's been making, not having any seizures or anything, they say that they don't really need to see him as often. So they moved it from 3 months to 4 months. And the goal is to get it to never again so that he doesn't have any more. Um, but they also gave me a date that they're going to start weaning him off of the medication. And it's July 2020. Even though it seems kind of far, we're about to be in 2019. So it's about a year and a couple months. So I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy. Um, it's, yeah, it's really great, actually. It's really, really great. What else? He did an EEG, and they had expected it to come back normal, because if it came back normal, then that would mean that the medication he was on was working. So it came back normal. Then they said they wanted to do an MRI, and if anything came back on the MRI, then they would move to a 24-hour EEG, and they did the MRI. It came back clear. It came back that his seizures they weren't affecting his brain in any way, so that's a good thing. They did like a physical on him, just to make sure that even though they didn't see anything, that it still wasn't anything going on, and he passed that. It was like a little, it kind of, they do it in a checkup also, but they did it in a more, I want to say, in-depth way. So when children go to their physical, their regular checkup, their regular primary care doctors. They do like a wiggle your fingers, wiggle your fingers, move your thumb around. They do. Can you balance on one foot? Can you try the other foot? Can you do squeeze my finger? And to see how tight it is. They do the shoulders. They do the head. Like they do the pressure points, stuff like that. Just a regular physical. But when we went to the neurologist, they did it a little bit more in depth. So they wanted him to squeeze their finger for a little bit longer. They did the balancing. What else did they do? They did pretty much everything that you would do in a regular checkup, but like I said, more in depth. And basically, they asked him, like, do you know your colors? They asked him to recognize colors. They asked him to recognize numbers. They asked him to count from 1 to 10 and then 10 to 1. They asked him to say his ABCs. Like, they really went into detail. So when we got there, so when we were leaving, they said that, everything is fine. Everything seems fine. They still don't see why he's having seizures, but that's a good thing because that way they know that, it's not going to keep going on because he's on the medication. So they're going to keep him on medication till July 2020. And once his body is like used to the medication or whatever, or used to not having the seizures, they're going to wean him off. So yeah. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna keep you updated. Like I said, this was the first update. I'm gonna just, keep you guys in the loop. And thank you. Thank you for watching. And that's it. Bye.